Back here with Street Champs. I'm gonna check the live real quick. Make sure we're live on Facebook and YouTube right now, yo. Thanks for tuning in. I'm about to read this freaking huge ass packet off about I what I'm assuming is that the city government just wants to make sure that you actually have support. So they're making each mayor candidate sign this to get 200 signatures of unique voters. They have to be registered in Pueblo, and they have to not sign anyone else's petition. So yeah, I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna make sure that live in. Live is live in on YouTube. Let's check it on Facebook, y'all. Drop a comment. I'm reading off every single comment in the chat. If you got something to say about politics, let's get into it. If you got something to say about me, my sweater, let's get into that too. Let's see. I'm gonna keep Street Champs on Facebook, y'all. Follow us. And we're live there. All right, I'm going to share it real quick. All right, and so I shared it. Okay. We'll wait for some more people to pile in here. We got Still Spicy tonight, guys, at 6:30. It's going to be a good show. Okay. Shout out 4G Auto Billups in the chat. All right, so I'll start from the first page. Red and yellow. Very serious. So this is from Marissa Stoller, the city clerk. Gives her phone number. Has a nice little City of Pueblo letterhead on it. Fancy. Okay. So this is instructions for petition circulators. There's 11 points. I'll be quick. First one, nomination petitions may not be circulated before Tuesday, August 8th. Any signatures before this date will not be counted. That's today. So they're just saying, I got it today at I was supposed to be there 8 in the morning. Got there at 9:30 in the morning. I was tired. Number 2, nomination petitions must be returned to the office of the city clerk by Monday, August 28th, 2023, no later than 5 p.m. Petitions received after this time are not valid and will disqualify the candidate from the election. All petition selections must be returned at the same time. So they're saying I got 20 days to put 200 signatures together. So 10 signatures a day. But you want to get more because people disqualify themselves out. Because sometimes people aren't registered to vote. People registered to vote. It's free. It's basically like your American duty as a citizen. You know, America's pretty good. Let's keep it that way. Number 3, to sign a petition, a resident must be a qualified elector. To be a qualified elector, they must be registered to vote in the City of Pueblo elections as shown by the records of the Pueblo County Clerk and Recorder. So they have to be registered in the City of Pueblo. Residents of Pueblo West and the county, Pueblo Mesa County, they cannot vote for Pueblo City Mayor. Very stupid. You know, I don't know why we separate ourselves like that, because when it's going bad, we're all Pueblo, but when it's going good, we separate ourselves out. I don't understand that. We're Pueblo united. Number 4, a resident can sign only one petition for mayor, one for at-large. That's city council at-large, like the whole city can vote for at-large. One for District 2 and one for District 4. So City of Pueblo is divided into districts. It's basically depending on where you live. It's not straight lines. It's kind of curved. Sides of town, basically. Number 5. A petition circulator must personally observe every qualified elector who signs a petition. Petitions cannot be left on counters or desks unattended. So they're saying you basically have to go up to them and talk to them. You can't just leave it at Walmart. Dang. There can only be one circulator for each petition. Okay. Do not take apart a petition. If original staples are removed, the petition may not be counted. So the petitions in question, they gave me 10 of them. This is what they look like. pretty big piece of paper. I'll get into the whole gist of what's in these bad boys, but just to let you guys see the petition. Tell me, do not take it apart. Do not take the staples out. Number 8. Make certain that all required information is complete. A signer must use the address where he or she is registered to vote. Okay, so, what about they, thems? No, I'm just kidding. But, okay, that makes sense. You just have to you have to live where you're saying you live. A post office is not a place of residence. So no P.O. boxes. If you have a P.O. box, you cannot sign this petition for some reason. If a small correction is made, the signer should initial the change. If a large correction is made, the signer should cross out the entire entry, then proceed to the next line of the petition. All right? No additional signatures can be added once the petition is notarized. If a candidate requires additional signatures after petition is notarized, a new petition should be used. Those are pretty basic. Those are pretty rules or instructions. All right, on to the next one. It says 4-page packet. Got the Colorado geo seal. That's pretty sick. Snazzy. All right, so this one's called Guidance on Disclaimer Statements. Jesus. All right. Note, in bold, while not every single communication requires a disclaimer statement, the Secretary of State's office recommends including them on all communications for the reason outlined in this document. Okay. Continued. Communications can fall into 3 basic categories: general communications, independent expenditure communications, and electioneering communications. Electioneering. That's a new word to me. All 3 categories of communications have different requirements for disclaimer statements, which are based on the content of the communication, the time frame during the communication is distributed, and the cost of the communication. Depending on these factors, it's possible for a communication to overlap and fall into one or more categories. Colorado law requires all candidate committees, political committees, issue committees, small donor committees, 527 political organizations, political parties, and any other person making an expenditure or spending more than $1,000 per calendar year on a communication to include a disclaimer statement on that communication. Okay, that was word vomit. I feel like they write these to confuse people, honestly. Additionally, disclaimer statements are also required on every independent expenditure costing more than $1,000 and on electioneering communications once the total spent on electioneering communications reaches $1,000 or more. The following are examples of the types of communications covered by disclaimer statement requirements. Okay, I listed 5. Broadcast and non-broadcast communications, TV, radio, phone. They don't have podcasts in there. Those are all dead, except for phone, obviously. Communications printed, mailed, delivered, and otherwise distributed, flyers, billboards, ads. Those don't matter. Yeah. Communications that appear on a website. No one's going to websites anymore, sadly. Communications that appear on streaming media services. What are we thinking? Hulu? Thinking Netflix? Someone got the Netflix budget up in this bitch. That'd be dope. Communications placed in an online forum for a fee. So paid wall things. What? Like a OnlyFans? What are we talking? Like a Patreon? Well, there's a paywall subscription is what the last one's referring to. General Communications, Section 1-45-108.3, parenthesis 1, end parenthesis, comma, CRS. That's all in a big parenthesis. God damn, that's hard to read. Okay. There are communications that do not meet the definition of an electioneering communications or an independent expenditure. Generally speaking, any campaign communication, including those supporting or opposing ballot issues or ballot questions, requires a disclaimer statement if the cost of that communication exceeds $1,000 in a calendar year. Although the guidance from this office is to include a disclaimer statement on all campaign communications, regardless of cost. So they're saying put a disclaimer statement on all campaign communications, regardless of cost. So should I be putting one on this podcast? It's free. Shout out y'all for watching. Hit that sub button. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subs by the end of the month. If we hit 100,000 subs by the end of the year, I'm going to fly to Wales, and I'm going to do a video there. Okay, so continued. The disclaimer statement must include the name of the person that paid for the communication and identify a natural person who is the registered agent if the person above is not a natural person. Example. I think it gives you an example. All right, so it's trying to clear it up. Example. Paid for by citizens to elect John Doe. Registered agent John Doe. So you just have to say who's paying for it. Makes sense. Continued. The guidance from the Secretary of State's office is that communications distributed via separate media or containing substantially different messaging and content are likely to be treated as a separate communications, and therefore the $1,000 threshold applies separately to each individual communication. For example, a flyer would be considered a unique and separate communication from a yard sign. If a person spent $900 on flyers, $500 on a newspaper, and $750 on yard signs, and $1,200 on a billboard in a given calendar year, assuming all communications were made outside the electioneering communication window, only the billboard would require a disclaimer statement because that communication costs more than $1,000. Oh, don't step on the keyboard, bud. Oh. All right. Okay. And then it gives an important guidance note. It's easy. Don't rip that out. God dang it. Okay. Important guidance note. The Secretary of State's office recommends that all candidates, committees, and other persons place disclaimer statements on all communications they distribute to avoid confusion or inadvertently violating current campaign finance laws. This is especially true for communications that might be reprinted or distributed at a later point in time because the spending threshold of $1,000 remain in place for an entire calendar year. So it's basically just saying, just watch out. Don't get in trouble. Don't put yourself in trouble for spending more than $1,000 and not letting the state know about it. State's got to know. Okay. So for these petitions, these petitions are basically all the same. We'll just read through the first one. Got a few signatures on it. Shout out y'all. Like I said, I just got this morning. So, first page, they told me not to break it apart, so I won't. First page is just the place for names, dates, addresses, stuff like that. Okay. This one, this Big Johnson, is called the Affidavit of Circulator. The undersigned being first... Oh my God. Okay. The undersigned being first duly sworn upon his or her oath deposes and states... What? I'll read that again. The undersigned being first duly sworn upon his or her oath deposes and states... Okay. I am 18 years of age or older at this time. This section of this petition was circulated and signed by the listed registered electors. I have read and understand the laws governing the circulation of petitions. I have read and understood the laws governing circulation of petitions. I don't think anyone has read those laws. Show me those laws. I have circulated the foregoing petition section containing blank amount of signatures. Each signature thereon was affixed in my presence and is the genuine signature of the person whose name it purports to be at oh sorry y'all. My cat was going crazy on the carpet. All right, so back to where I was. Purports it to be. At the time of this section, the petition was circulated and signed. All right. Next sentence. I make no misrepresentation of the purpose of this petition to any signer of the petition. To the best of my knowledge and belief, each of the persons signing this petition were, at the time of signing, registered electors in the city of Pueblo, Colorado, and I neither paid nor shall pay, and I believe no other person has paid or shall pay, directly or indirectly, any money or other things of value to any signer of this petition for the purpose of inducing or causing such signer to sign this petition. God dang. Okay. That makes sense, you know, just don't pay anyone off to sign your petition. Next, the bottom portion is, and it says, State of Colorado, County of Pueblo, before me, blank, a notary officer duly authorized to administer oaths in and for the state of Colorado personally appeared, blank, blank, whose name is subscribed to the foregoing affidavit of circulator, and who affirms that the statements are true and that he or she acknowledges the execution of said instrument to be their own free act and voluntary deed for the uses and purposes therein set forth. Dude, I obviously these are written, you know, with laws in mind. You know, the wording is very pointed. It's meant to have like zero room for error around it. So like, but the wording makes it so much so that, you know, the regular citizen can't really like understand it. They need to reread it a few times. They need to look up definitions of words. Electioneering, and like I never heard that before. So I mean I know that this written like this for a purpose, but it's a double-edged sword. You're zoning out so many potential candidates that, you know, maybe a book education wasn't their suit, but you know they have emotional intelligence, you know, intelligence on the city as a whole. You know, maybe they have a voice that people want to hear, but with legal jargon in this paperwork, it kind of makes it tougher to you can't just put yourself in that hole. But that's, and then I got 10 of those papers, guys. So that one I just read, I have 10 of them. I have to fill out. Each 10 has 20 signatures. So yeah, that's not bad. If you guys want to sign this, just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram or something. I truly know that come January 1st, Pueblo's going to decide me as their new mayor, because stuff like this, I'm not afraid to talk. You know, there's no one in chat right now, but putting out the invitation, putting out the word like, hey, let's talk about the political process in our city. To our best knowledge, I think is worth a lot. I see nobody else doing this. I see everyone just asking blindly for signatures, without really any explanation of why you deserve a signature or what they're signing. I guess is also a big part. But let me know what you guys think about this petition, guys. Like I said, if you want to sign it, just hit me up. We got Still Spicy at 6:30. Stay in chat for that. It's gonna be awesome. We just did a new Ren reaction. That was awesome. It was Potato's birthday. It was hilarious. It's easy. My cat's all run, but against camera. Daisy. What else? What else is there? Other than that, guys, please vote for me November 7th. I'm going to be doing all kinds of lead up to it. We're going to be doing some events. We've got a live show October 21st. If you want tickets to that, they're $10 a piece. We're going to be having so much fun. They're live podcast. Live music. It's going to be a good time, guys. All the Street Champs folks are going to be there. And yeah. All right, guys. Chat, you guys have anything to say? I'll keep it around for like 2 more minutes. We'll keep it up. But yeah, other than that, that was pretty straightforward paper. Well, all right, guys. Looks like chat doesn't have any questions. Thanks for watching.